see me programming, I'm almost always using bash as my choice of terminal. Now, why do I do that? Well, I'm coming from a Linux background, so that is mostly why I'm using it, but also there's a lot of other fantastic reasons. And I honestly think it's a lot easier and more straightforward than the PowerShell, which I believe is the name for Windows shell. So I think Linux shell is a lot easier and more straightforward, obviously, but also it's a lot more universal. Like you can use it on Mac, you can use it on Linux, obviously. And in the few cases where you actually have to use a terminal, you're almost always going to be interacting with a bash terminal. Let's say you're logging into a server, you have no graphical interface, you're going to be using a bash terminal almost all the case. So that is the biggest reason I use bash. It's a good way to get familiar with it. It's good to be familiar with it if you're going to be using terminal. I highly suggest using bash or some variant of it like C shell or fish or something like that. So yeah, getting it on Windows is a bit tricky because it's not really obvious how to do it. But what you want to do here is you want to go to this website here, git-scm.com, which is the Git website. Now, Git is actually a tool for structuring your code, collaborating it, and kind of managing it in certain ways. Version control system is the formal name for it. And when you install that, you're actually going to get with it a bash terminal. So go ahead and download that. And we're just going to go into it. I'm not going to install it because obviously I already have it installed. I'm going to go through one option though that is of interest to you, most likely at least. Go ahead and wait for it to download here. Alright, so now it's installed. I'm going to pick it and we'll go through the options here real quick. There's only really one I care about. I'll go through here, and here's the option I'm talking about. So when you first come here, it's probably going to look like this. It's going to be telling you Vim, and you want to be changing that to whatever editor you're using. I'm using Visual Studio, so change that. And then just click your way through it. Just click, 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 click. And there, install it. And yeah, you'll have it installed. The only important thing is that you actually install it on the same hard drive as the main hard drive. You don't want to be installing it somewhere else. So then you can't do this next step here. So once you've done that, you want to go here into Visual Studio. I'm going to show you how to set it up in Visual Studio. So go up there, new terminal, then click there, select default. And then if you see it here, git bash, then you've set it up correctly. You just click that, and you can close it again. And then the next time you turn on, you're going to have a bash. A few commands to keep in mind that is really useful to begin with when you're using bash is the ls standing for list and the cd standing for change directory. So I can do cd to let's see, home directory, tutorial, code. Then I'm in another directory, as you can see there. And you can also do cd tab to autocomplete. Now I'm in here again, cd dot dot. And well, that's what's in this one. I can also do pvd, print working directory, to get the whole. As you can see, I'm on the C drive, /C for C users, X, and then tutorial code. We can install there. CD. And as you can see now, I got this symbol, which stands for home. I can do that CD back. And then I'm back in my home directory again. ls. You see a bunch of stuff here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for beginner commands. You don't really need that much else to doing what you want. So yeah, see you soon.